Like that old Talking Head song, How Did I Get Here? You wonder that, right? You say, how did I end up with this person? How did I end up in this house? How did I end up in the suburbs? How did I end up with those Down syndrome children? How did I end up in this position? Your name is Sarah Palin. That's how you ended up that way. Of course. No. You know what I'm talking about. How did you end up this way? How did you end up with them? Somebody you wake up next to every day. How did you end up with them? Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. Who is this person? How did I end up with them? What was I thinking? You don't have an exit strategy. You don't have a plan to leave. You've got plans to bring her family over for Thanksgiving. You've got plans to get him what he wants for Christmas. You've got an advanced dinner reservation at a great restaurant for Valentine's Day. Your life is all planned out. How did you end up with them? The qualities of the person you are with become evident. Their weaknesses, the negatives, the things about the other person you absolutely hate. I don't mean mild dislike. I mean you look over and you say, why them? How'd I do this? I had somebody like that. Somebody I woke up next to one day and I said, why are you here? Why am I here? Oh, that's right, I live here. Have you awakened in the middle of the night or early in the morning, looked over and said, I don't even like you? Forget love. Forget that we've got no sexual chemistry. Forget that we have nothing in common. I really don't like you. I know I'm talking to people right now because I was there. I was there, waking up with somebody I just didn't like. I'd gone beyond not loving them. I'd gotten to the point of not liking them. What was it in me that made me end up with you? What was it I was needing the day I met you that made me stupid enough to ask you to move your crap into my place? And how the hell am I going to get it out of here? No, I, just like you, had no game plan, had no idea what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. There you are with that person. They continue to push their tentacles into you. They continue to put their claws into you. You know, moving their stuff in. Moving their animals in. Bringing their, I don't know, friends over. Telling everybody, here's my new address. And there they are. Suddenly they're living with you. Suddenly they are there. You don't know how to get them out. But you know what you don't like, and this is it. I know there are people like you listening. I know it, because I have been that person. I have been that person. And I'm talking about the person pre-escape strategy, pre-talking to an attorney, pre-talking to your best friend. You are at the waking up in a cold sweat stage. Do you know what I'm talking about? You are at the stage when you're just looking over there going, what did I do? What did I do? What made me think I love them? If you are with somebody like that right now, if you have ever had that moment where you wake up in a cold sweat, the moment when you turn to somebody, the moment when you're at an event, you know, like a family get-together, or you're at some company event and you bring this person with you, and suddenly you look over and say, what does this person say about me? What does this person say about my shortcomings? What does this person say about, oh, God, how needy was I? How desperate was I for one fleeting moment? You didn't even notice that they moved in with you, right? I mean, it was just a whirlwind. One day you're just banging away, and the next day you look up, and they're collecting recipes, and they're knitting, and they've got their dogs and cats all over your house, and suddenly you're just like, how did I get here? If that's you, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, if that's you, right now, call me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. So, you woke up one day, and you looked over and you realized, I'm in hell. How did I get here with that person? Tell me about that person. Tell me. Lisa, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
And I am a loyal listener, and even though I'm a girl, I believe in what you say, and I preach what you say to a lot of my guy friends. So, anyways, I don't know.
Well, there we go. Yeah! Darling, I don't know what planet you live on, but on this planet, the FCC has not approved the S word. S word you can use on the air. And what a shame. First caller of the hour. I mean, the listeners, because we have now 387 seconds of delay, the listeners did not even get to hear her voice for one syllable because she said it so fast. I mean, it was in the first two sentences. Boom. Folks, you're going to learn eventually, okay? I promised, and I'm going to sit down and do this on my blog, on myspace.com/Tom Leykis. I'm going to give you the list of words, just because you boys and girls apparently, I don't know, you spend a lot of time with polite company. I don't know if you've heard about something called the Federal Communications Commission, but the S word, the F word, the C word, they have not been approved for use on the air. It's just that simple. And they won't be as long as there are conservative Republicans out there. So stop trying to get those words on the air. They will never get on the air, and therefore your message will never get out when you use them. I'm trying to be a nice guy about this. I'm not trying not to be your substitute teacher yelling at the class. I'm just telling you, I don't know what gives you the idea that you can say the S word on a radio station. It's like taking 6-year-olds out to an expensive restaurant. I can't believe how many people call in here. They've got a good idea of something to say, and then in the first sentence or two, they drop an F-bomb or an S-bomb. Forget it. Jesus. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. All right, well, now let me reset the topic since the first caller couldn't get through 2 sentences without cursing.
What's your topic tonight, anyway?
I'm getting back to that, Ace. Don't worry about it. The topic is this. You woke up in a cold sweat, or you turned around one day, or you were in public, or you were at a family gathering or something. You looked over at the person you are married to or living with or involved with. You looked over and you said, how did I get here? How did I end up with them? What am I doing? What was I thinking? If that's you, you call me at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's 1-800-5800-866. Justin on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Going great.
So I was calling because I was in that situation up until yesterday. And that's why it's great that you brought this up today.
Do tell.
I met this chick about 5.5 years ago. I lived in Riverside. She lived in Santa Ana. Basically, 2 weeks after we met, she moved in. And we just kind of stayed together. We moved a couple times. She stayed with me. Finally, about, I don't know, 2 months ago, I looked at her and said, why am I with you? What? There's no reason. Between you and your mom, it's driving me crazy, giving me too much stress. Her mom was living with us, and I was paying all the bills. So,
wow. Did you ever wake up and wonder why you were doing that?
All the time. All the time. For the last year, I've been wondering, why am I doing it? Well, come to find out, I found a room to rent. I'm in school, and I'm work full-time, school full-time, so I really don't need a big place. Found a room to rent, and I moved out this weekend.
Really? How did she react when you told her?
Yeah, not so good.
What'd she say?
Oh, well, I'm going to turn off your cell phone. I said, go ahead, I'll go get my own. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm like, okay,
wait a minute. I thought you were paying for everything.
Well, when I got with her, I had a different cell phone carrier, and at the time, I didn't work, so I had it on her plan, and then I ended up, she's not working right now because she's out on disability because she messed up her knee, and so I kind of ended up I got stuff.
How could she, wait a minute, how could she take away your cell phone if you're paying the bills?
Because it was in her name.
Why did you do that? Because I was an idiot,
and I had never listened to you, and where I grew up, it was the norm.
What do you mean, where did you grow up, Mars? Venus?
I grew up in Central California, a little town of about 8,000 people.
Which one?
Lindsay.
Lindsay, California. And in Lindsay, California, when you grew up, men were paying women's cell phone bills.
Men paid everything for the women. They wait on them. It's where I grew up. It's a fact of what it was. And so I figured it was normal, and I fell into it. So when I met her out here, when I moved out to Southern California, I met her, and I just figured it was normal. And
yikes.
Then, about a year ago, I started listening to you and realized it wasn't. And we were supposed to get married last July. I called it off. And we put it off till May of this year. And then finally I said, well, there's no reason for me to marry you, so why? So and get this, when I walked out the door, I said, oh yeah, and by the way, that $4,000 ring you got on your finger, can you give that back to me too?
What'd she say to that? F you?
Oh, she threw it at me.
Great. Did you pick it up?
Yes, I did.
Take that right in and sell that.
Oh, I'm planning to.
Jesus. Justin, yeah. I can't believe you're such a hayseed.
Yeah, well.
Don't they have TV in Lindsay? Don't they have, like, reality shows, MTV, daytime talk shows?
I don't watch any TV. Like I said, I go to school full-time.
So if your neighbors in Lindsay, California were paying their girlfriend's cell phone bills, so were you?
Pretty much. It was, all my friends got married. I mean, 90% of my friends are married right now.
By the way, did 90% of your friends also pay for the girlfriend's parents to move in, or grandparents, or others?
Some of them.
Idiots.
Yeah, well.
You need to go back to the other savages back where you come from, and you need to tell them what's going on here in the civilized world.
I've tried to.
They won't listen to you.
Nope.
All right, Justin.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. Wow. It's outrageous. You end up with somebody, you have no idea how you got there, why you're there, why you're paying for everything, why you tolerate being with a person who treats you the way they do. Nasty, sarcastic, belittling, lowering your self-esteem, which is impossible for another person to do anyway, but somehow people have themselves convinced that it is possible. I mean, I've been there. I have been. I told you about the one person I woke up and I suddenly realized, why am I here? That one person, that was constantly critiquing me. Here I am, rich guy, successful, good career, lots of good friends, happy. And here's somebody who suddenly found every flaw and fault that I suddenly had that I didn't know I had. Constantly critiquing and criticizing. Like, why am I here? Why am I listening? Why am I tolerating this stuff? If that's you, call me, 1-800-5800-TOM. Did you wake up suddenly and realize, I can't believe I'm with this person? Tom, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I woke up one morning after having ended a marriage and thinking I needed to have a woman in my life constantly, had moved in with another woman in her house with all of her crap, woke up realizing I'll never measure up to what she thinks I should be. I'm paying her bills. I'm taking care of her crap. I got hooked up on the Tom Leykis Show a little less than a year ago. I've left her. I own my own car outright. I own my own 2,500 square foot custom built home. I have all my own crap. And it has been the best change of my entire life after 8 years of marriage and 2 years with a live-in girlfriend. It is night and day for me as a person.
So you're way happier.
Oh, yes.
How did she react when you gave her the old heave-ho?
She threw a fit, thinking I'd respond in normal fashion, and proceeded to tell me I couldn't come home one night, and I just agreed. I said, you bet. I will never come home again. And I have probably had 15 phone calls in the last year asking me, if I wanted to give it a try again, now that she's losing.
Another one. Yeah! Oh, Jesus, the call was going just fine. Then the S word. The S word is not gonna ever be allowed on the radio. Stop saying the S word, please. Please. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. We have a zero-tolerance policy. The second you utter a curse word, there are no second chances. We hang up on the rest of your call. Nobody will ever hear what you said. Why bother going to the trouble of calling in, waiting through a busy signal, finally getting through, talking to the screener, waiting on hold, getting on the air, overcoming the butterflies, and finally getting on the air, and then, emitting a curse word. That will be bleeped out, and no one will ever hear anything you said. I mean, it's not just the curse word that gets bleeped out. It's everything you said for the last 70 seconds. Literally. Which could be the entire phone call in many cases. Jesus Christ. That you can't say. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Aaron on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
I'm doing okay.
I'm with this woman. I've been with her for about 14 years. When we first got together, everything was, fine. We were both, trying to make something with each other. And it seems like I grew up and she didn't. And she's helped me out a lot in the past. But now I'm the one taking care of all the bills. And she's now disabled. And it's just like I want to leave, but I feel like I'm obligated to stay because we've been through so much together.
Well, you're never obligated to stay.
Well, it's just, I know what it means to, just be the man, and if you gotta leave, you gotta leave, but she has been there a lot for me. She has, when we met, I was homeless. She helped me, and I helped her. And
look, if you want to live nearby and be a pal and come over once in a while and help her lift a heavy object, I have no objection to that. But you don't have to flush your whole life away because of that.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but 14 years. It's back then she had most of the money, and I had a little bit. Now I'm making a lot of the money, and she's not. And it would just feel like I was.
So write her a check for $50,000 and call it a day.
Yeah, it sounds good, and I listen to you all the time.
I have an ex-girlfriend, literally, from when I was 19 years old, who at one point, when my radio career wasn't going so well, let me live on her couch. After I had left her for another woman.
My thing
now, over the years, she has suffered from a variety of physical ailments and has a bunch of issues. And today, she has issues, physical problems. So I wrote her a nice check, which was way more than what I owed her to cover interest and penalties and whatever else you could cover. I wrote her a check for about 10 times what I owed her, which was about 20 grand. And I said I couldn't have done it without you, and I gave her the check. But do I owe it to her to, like, move back in or help her get crutches because her knee is broken? Or no. I've repaid her for her kindness, and it was wonderful, and that's really all I had to do.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm already to the point where I want to leave, and I've already told her that I want to leave. And it's just something deep inside of me. It makes me feel like I'm a traitor. Even though I know it's the right thing to do, and I know that we're...
So you're going to stay there for the rest of your life?
No. I just want to make sure that she'll be okay.
Yeah, but she's not going to get better, right?
No.
So how will you know she's okay?
I don't know.
She's not. It's never going to get better. So that means you're staying forever.
No. I can't do that.
Well, you just said you're going to stay there until you know she's okay. She's never going to be okay.
No, she just got sick about maybe 6 months ago, and now it's getting to the point where it's going to be...
What does she have?
Kidney failure.
That's not going to get better.
Yeah, I know. But with dialysis and everything that she's going through, it's actually being manageable now.
Yeah, but the point is, she's still going to need dialysis. She's going to need to drive to dialysis or be driven to dialysis. I mean, she's on the kidney list, is she?
Yes.
Right. You know how long it takes to work your way through that transplant list?
About 5 to 10 years.
Of course, now that Mickey Mantle's off the list, it might be a little faster.
I know what you're saying, and it's true. It's just, I don't know what it is. Something inside me it just makes me feel like if I.
So you're gonna stay. You're gonna stay another 5 to 10 years until the transplant. Then you're gonna go.
No.
Well, this is what I don't understand. Yeah, her physical well-being is not going to improve in the next 5 to 10 years. But you want to stay till she's all right. So I say, well, that means 5 to 10 years. You say, no. Okay. So whether you leave tomorrow or whether you leave in 3 years, she's not going to be better.
What I'm saying is once she gets used to the fact of going to dialysis every day and used and getting to where she has a routine, right now everything's new to her.
Right.
But once she gets to a point to where she can handle it, of course I'm out of there.
Oh,
but it just still feels that, we were there together when I was doing bad, and now that she's doing bad, I'm just going to drop her.
So how long do you think that might be?
Hopefully very soon. It's just there's nothing there anymore. I mean, we're just pretty much roommates, and it just doesn't feel right just to drop her.
Do you have clearance from the control tower to go out and seek satisfaction elsewhere?
I told her I would, and she'll get a. It's kind of hard for her to want to do stuff because she's so tired all the time. But I told her, I have to do something because, we're in the same bed together and we're doing nothing. And I'm 37 years old.
Well, I imagine if you're having kidney failure that sex is not that appealing.
Yeah.
And what do they have, like a faucet or something there? How do you do dialysis? Do they insert like a spout?
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? So it's like attaching a garden hose to the spigot?
Pretty much.
Have to ask. I don't know.
That's what it is. And it's just, I understand she doesn't feel like it because of what she's going through.
I don't know what kind of lingerie could hide that.
Electrical tape, maybe. I don't know.
Yikes.
So I don't know what to do.
Well, no, well, I told you what I think you should do, but you're not going to do that.
Well, I am going to do that, but I'm very, very cold if I want to be, but it's
I'm not saying to be cold. Look, I'm not telling you to just leave and not take her phone calls. You could leave. You could be there to take her in for dialysis. You could be there if she needs someone to talk to. You could be there if she has an emergency. But you could have your own apartment and your own life and a new girlfriend who doesn't have a spigot.
You're the man, Tom.
That's what I would do. My goodness.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Aaron, thank you. 1:30 on the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. So you woke up one day and you said to yourself, Who is this? What made me live with this person? What was I thinking? 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's 1-800-5800-866. Tony on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Happening, Tom?
I was doing a radio show, Tony.
Love it. So I was 23, living with this chick. Woke up one day, and I just realized how much money she sucked out of me. I was paying for rent. She wanted me to start out and buy her a car, pay for the electrical bill. And she had a job, but, you know, I was the nice guy. I'm like, you know what? You don't need to pay for stuff. I'll handle it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, I was one of those. I won't lie. I was caught in a trap, and, man, did I learn. I woke up one day, got out of bed.
Tell me about that moment. Tell me what it was like at that moment when you woke up.
Oh, it was freedom. It was freedom. It was like I saw the light of God. I woke up and I'm like, you dumbass, you've been doing this for 2 years and look at what you've gotten. Nothing. I didn't know it, but my friends, you know, they were talking crap behind my back and they had every right to. And, yeah, I was just violated. I woke up, grabbed my clothes, keys in my car, whatever I left there, I didn't care, and I was gone.
Wow.
So
and by the way, how did she react to that?
I didn't care. I never picked up her phone call ever again.
So you never spoke to her or saw her?
Nope.
Wow, that's hardcore.
The cool thing is my parents are badass. And when I came home and explained to them everything, my mom looked at me, she's like, it's about time.
Wow. So everybody was waiting for you to realize you were getting the wool pulled over your eyes.
Right, but everyone, like I said, everyone's cool, so if I am devoted to something, they are going to support me, and they're not going to throw me under the bus. If I like it, they are going to support me. But,
well,
you know,
they're going to support you, meaning they're not going to say anything as long as it's going on, but they're going to be thinking it, and they're going to be saying it to each other.
Right. So, this was 6 months ago, and about 4 months ago, I ran into her at the store, accidentally. I didn't even talk to her. And about 3 weeks ago, I saw her one more time, and I actually decided to talk to her one night because I was over it. And she was with her boyfriend. I'm like, oh, that's great. And she sat there and told me that they were going on a 4-week trip to Mexico. So I'm like, well, who's paying for that? And she's like, oh, he is. I'm like, oh, where do you live?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
And after I heard that, I just felt so much better that there was a douchebag to take my place, and I can live at home and start collecting my checks for the 2 years that I screwed up.
Wow.
So maybe I did a complete 180. Maybe I was just, you know, the bad guy living behind the rock, but I woke up one day and I finally learned.
Unbelievable, Tony. And now you feel better. You're not going to get yourself into that position again, are you?
Oh, hell no. No, I moved back home. All the money I could collect, I'm trying to put myself through a master's program. I actually feel that's, you know, worth the investment. And I have no reason to leave home. I'm just trying to collect all the money that I lost from the stupid bitch.
Amazing. Well, Tony, I really appreciate the call. Thank you so much.
Yeah, take care. Kobe style.
Kobe style. Here you go.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show coming to you from Hollywood at 1-800-5800-TOM. So you woke up, you looked over, and you said, what am I doing? Steve, hello. Steve, hello. Thank you, Steve. Ben, hello. You're on the Tom Leykis Show, Ben.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh, man. You're hitting on a subject I can definitely agree with. I was married to a gal for 10 years, had 3 kids with her. Finally, one day, you know, we were having issues and problems and crap, did the whole marriage counseling. Finally, one day, I was like, you know what? I've had enough of this crap. Turned around, went and moved out. Didn't tell her nothing about that I was moving out, just freaking up, left, packed my stuff. Next thing she knows, she was served with papers. I got full custody of my kids. And here it is 2 years later, and she's still living with her mom.
Really? And how did you let it get to that point, Ben?
Well, bluntly being stupid and not listening to the rules of Leykis 101, and basically just decided, you know what, they're better than this, and I'll tell you, since her and I got divorced, I've got money, got my own house, brand new car. She's driving around a piece of crap minivan from the early 90s, and I'm driving around in a brand new Expedition.
Wow, that's good. That's what they always say, you know, a man's standard of living increases after a breakup, and the woman's standard of living decreases.
No, big time. I just can't help but sit back and laugh about the whole damn thing, and it's actually pretty amazing the fact that, you know, for 10 years, got it, you know, first couple years of marriage, got it all the damn time. Afterward, just like, you know, just like you say, it goes down, go down to finally...
Are we going to set a new record here this hour? 3 times this hour, someone said the S word. Yeah! Zero tolerance policy. Once you say that word, that's the end of your call. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Scott is listening to our online feed in Orlando of the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom, good afternoon.
Yes.
You are my father and my savior.
Why, thank you, Scott.
I was pretty much treated like crap for about 9 months. Paid for everything. Food. Booze every night. Condoms, of course. And I'm listening to Corolla at work. Look at 97.1. Check it out. Why not, right? Tom Leykis.
Uh-huh.
I went home on my lunch break, got her stuff, put it in her Jeep, got her out of bed, said goodbye.
How did she react to that?
What? How can you? After all we've been through, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Shut up. It's time for you to go. I'm $7,000 in debt because of you. It's time for me to get my life straight. Go.
I love that.
I do, too. And guess what? I'm actually moving out to California now.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Love that, Scott. You're going to love it here.
I know it. I'll be in Sacramento, but not too far, so I'll definitely be joining your live streams and broadcasts.
Sounds good to me, Scott.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, sounds good. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Joseph on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, son.
Hi, I actually just had a quick story for you. I've been with my girlfriend for about 2 years, and I decided that why not move her in? So, you know, we got a place and everything. I paid for her car. Well, she paid for her own car. She gave me the money to get her a car because my credit's really good.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so it was under my name, and all the payments were paid through me. So one day she decides, you know, after we get in a little fight, that she's going to go ahead and use one of my debit cards to take one of my friends out on a date.
Oh, your debit card?
Yeah.
So she forged her signature?
You know what? I don't even think she had to sign for it because she knew my PIN number. She'd always watch me at the ATM. She knew my PIN number. And I never thought that she would actually use my card. But I saw an $87 bill to Olive Garden.
There's class.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing, and I'm not a bad guy, but you know, there's only so much you can do, and you know, so I decided that I'm going to go ahead and sell her car that she paid for, and I went ahead and I sold her car back to the dealer, and I kept her money, and then I went ahead and I kicked her. I actually sent her stuff to her grandma's house, and when she got home, her car was gone. And I had $7,000 in my account more, so I was pretty psyched about that.
How great is that?
That's how stupid she is. She gave me money for her car in her name and used my card.
And the reason you let her move in was what now?
Well, I was actually a Leykis student at that time, too. So I don't really know why. I think it was more because I was having trouble in my house. And I said, I need help paying bills, so I'm going to go ahead and move in with my girlfriend.
Oh. You were like a student, but you had a girlfriend at 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually, I'm an advanced student now, so that's not going to happen again.
I hope not.
No, Tom. But can you go ahead and take me out? Don't tase me, bro?
Yes, Joseph, I can.
What did I do? Get off me! Get off my husband! Get the off me, man! I didn't do anything! Don't tase me, bro! Don't tase me! I didn't do anything! Ow! 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 Ow!
1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Did you ever wake up in the middle of the night, maybe in the morning, and say, how did I end up with this person? Look at this person. How did I do this? That's what these people are calling about here. 1-800-5800-TOM here on the Tom Leykis Show with James. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Tom.
Busy over there, James?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Tom?
Great.
Well, so I used to be in the military, and I had this girlfriend from back home from before I even got into the military. Stayed with her for the whole time. About 2 years into my career, I got engaged to her, and she ended up talking me into moving her out to Hawaii. And again, I was paying for everything. Before I was.
Do you have any idea at that time how expensive it is to live in Hawaii?
I'd been in Hawaii for about a year, Tom. And I was having a great time out there. It was a blast. And then as soon as she got out there, things just started changing. It got crappy. She'd get jealous when I go and hang out with my friends if she wasn't there. She would cry and ask why I didn't want to spend all my time with her. And it was getting horrible. And I fast forward about a year. I stayed with her for about 2 years. And about another year after we got engaged, I got out of the military and moved back to California. And my friends, a couple of my really close ones, were just like, man, you need to get out of this. It's not right. It's not right. And I was actually lying to her to be able to go hang out with my guy friends, not even girls. She get jealous of everybody. So one day I got caught in this lie. My buddy he mentioned something about the night before, and she freaked out saying, I thought you were too sick to go out or whatever it was. And it was just, as soon as she started doing that in the middle of this restaurant, it was like a switch. Like you say, waking up. It was like I woke up and it was like, wow, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I'm out. So I took my wallet out, put money on the table, and said, Jeremy, take me home, man. I'm out of here. And she met me at my house later and was just crying, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm sorry. It's no more. I can't do it. We're done. And that was about a month away from the wedding day.
Oh, my God. Well, you're lucky that happened before the wedding day.
Oh, man. To this day, I've been doing the happy dance every day I wake up, man.
Now, you're not going to make that mistake and get engaged again, are you?
Oh, Tom, no way in hell. It was the biggest mistake I ever made. When I told her, when she finally came back to my house after the restaurant, I told her, I was like, this is not going to happen anymore. We're done. There's no way we're ever going to stay together. It's over. Right now, she took off the ring that I had given her, threw it at me, kneed me in the nuts, and drove away.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy, but I sold the ring and bought myself another motorcycle, so it was pretty okay. And, yeah, I've just been doing great since.
Have you heard anything about her since?
She actually, 4 months after I broke up with her, married some dude in the Air Force and got him kicked out, and now they're living in St. Louis, I think.
That would have been you.
That would have been me, Tom.
That's right.
It was a bad, bad thing, and I am so glad I got out. So everybody out there, listen to Tom, man. He's telling the truth.
James, thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Don on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Don.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Tom?
You busy over there?
No, it's a different name, if you know what I mean. Yes. Pretty much all the situation is, same thing all the other guys calling in, girlfriend living with you at your house, spending your money, buying everything, food, beer, cigarettes, all that. Doesn't have a job. I like the girl. She's a nice girl, sweet girl.
She's your girlfriend?
Yeah, she's my girlfriend.
You are how old, Don?
I'm 21.
Why do you have a girlfriend?
I know. I've been a long-time listener, first-time caller,
All right, so if you're a long-time listener, why do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, well, I've had her before I started listening to you.
How long is that?
I've been only there about 4 years.
4 years? There's no law that says you have to stay.
What was that?
There is no law that says you have to stay.
Yeah. She's a sweet girl, you know. I'm just sick of buying everything. I was wondering if there's like an easy way to let her off.
Yeah, you know what? Just give her a good swift kick out the door.
There's nothing like harsher than that, huh?
You know what? Believe me, I can come up with some cruel ways to do it. Why? Why do you tolerate this?
I don't know.
You're a pussy?
I will. No. See.
Yes, you are. Yes, you. Why are you trying to be a nice guy? That's how you got into this trouble. Stop being a nice guy. Is she being nice to you? No.
Well, she does what I want to do and everything.
Yeah, then tell her, all right, if she does what you want her to do, tell her you want her to leave and never come back.
That's the only way, huh?
Hey, what's wrong with that? Be a man. Step up to the plate.
Right. You know what, Tom? Thank you, sir.
I'm here to help. You're not going to do it, but I'm here to help. Our email address is my name, Tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tom@blowmeuptom.com.